breakfast in the morning to attend meetings. Join on stage.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to our FOMC stream. This is the big one, boys. This is the big one. Um, let's get started. I'm gonna have the CNBC running in the back, so you might hear a little bit of noise, but other than that, we're good. So today's stream is going to be, so I see I'm on X right now, but the stream is going to be on Abstract, mostly, I think, if I can figure out how that even works again. Okay, so I'm going to tweet it out. Weekly wisdom stream begins now. Okay. If you're not here, so if you're on X right now, I'm gonna turn X off. So can you guys? I just sent the link for the abstract stream. So if you guys can just go on abstract, it'll just make it'll make my life easier. So just let me know that you can see it first of all. I guess that's step one. Can everybody see on abstract? I don't know how this. Still getting used to it. Okay. Oh, it says offline. Okay. What does it say now? Sorry. What about now? Can you guys see the stream? I think you just click on the link. That's it. So if you just go to my Twitter and I posted it, literally just click on it and that's it. There's really nothing else to it other than that. Sorry, I'm just putting in some levels here to short. So I'm like a trailer off my laptop here. So we're doing pretty well. Okay. Okay, so is everybody able to get on abstract? Okay, a lot of questions already. So if you got questions, the only questions I'm taking is if you're on abstract and you post a question, or if you post on Money Glitch Chat and Weekly Wisdom. So if you're not subscribed to weeklywisdom.com, you can join all our chats. Otherwise, just go to abstract. I posted a link on my Twitter, so just click on that. So the X stream is going to stop in the next few minutes. So make sure you guys switch over to abstract, okay? I'll give it like 5 more minutes, and then we're going to switch fully to abstract. Really want to explore this ecosystem and see how it goes. Why not? I mean, these are all, it's free. Abstract, it's free. No, you're not going to be paying anything. Just so that's clear. Okay, so let's start off with a few things. What's going on? So we have obviously stocks put up a little bit of a run today. I wouldn't say run, but like a little bounce, a little bit of a bounce back, I guess you could say. Um, yeah, okay. All right, just I'm seeing your questions, and I'm like, okay, wait, you're gonna get all your answers. Don't worry. So the big thing, 2 p.m. We're gonna get Powell, FOMC meeting. We're gonna get the dot plots. Remember, dot plots only come once every like quarter, like 3 months or something. So and then so we're gonna get projections, dot plots, which way the Fed is thinking about the next like several months. So that's very important. So this is a huge, huge meeting. So it's very important to be at 2 p.m. is going to be a big event, and then we're gonna have um then we're gonna have sorry, I'm just also like watching some of my positions. um who's calling me right now? Like, why would you call me right now in the middle of the stream and around FOMC? Okay, so we have the big event starting, and then we have it's always tough, like when you got positions on. Okay, focus. Big event, 2 p.m. dot projections. 2:30 p.m. Powell's gonna come out. He's gonna start speaking. We're gonna see where's purple high or he wears high. It's gonna be huge. The biggest questions and answers. We got 10 minutes to start getting the numbers. The biggest question at 2:30 to like 3:15, the press conference, the biggest questions to be answered. What's his view on the trade war? People are going to ask him that question, so we're going to get an idea. This time he's probably going to have to answer. He's been deflecting that a lot, so let's see if he answers it right now. That's one. And B, he's going to be asked how are they going to think about the market going forward, that think about monetary policy going forward, given inflation's being sticky and growth is starting to slow down? So you're seeing unemployment number went up to 4.1%. You're starting to see labor market kind of printing below 200,000 jobs. 200,000 jobs plus is like an expansion market. Anything that's scoring lower means we're starting to get like towards a recession. So recession concerns, trade wars, tariffs, higher inflation, sticky inflation. How you gonna manage that at the same time? Because remember, if you have unemployment going up and you have growth going down and you have inflation going up at the same time, that's stagflation. That is the worst case scenario. So we don't want to see that scenario. Hopefully, we don't. So I think we're gonna get a much better idea on how he's thinking about. So those are gonna be the two biggest things: trade war, tariffs, stagflation. Um, things of that sort. So growth versus inflation. So we'll get a much better idea overall what he thinks. If he's hawkish, which means that he thinks that rates should stay here for a long time or rates should go higher, we're going to see the market crash. That means like, you know, uh, they're worried about inflation going up, but they're not as worried about growth coming down. The other scenario is if they're really worried the economy might be going through a recession and they're going to look to cut like very aggressively all of a sudden, that's bad. You want it to be kind of medium, right? Like it's like, yeah, we're still looking at data. We're still kind of seeing what's happening. We're going to look to start cutting at some point. If dot plot shows more cuts, I think last was 2 or 3 cuts for the year. If that gets reduced or up, that's going to be dovish or hawkish as well. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Position wise, um if you saw the newsletter, I'm basically 60 to 70% stables right now. My long positions are basically a few meme coins, few AI coins, but I have long like pudgy penguins, crypto punks, like that kind of exposure. And I have call options on Bitcoin, but I don't have a significant long position. So um, ideally, I'm looking for prices to be much lower over the next few months. Because remember, macro is still shit. Trade war is still going on. That's not resolved. There's a long way ahead. So I don't see any reason to start max deploying. We could see a scenario that Bitcoin. So if today's really bullish, we could see Bitcoin's kind of edging up here, right? We could see a scenario where Bitcoin goes up to this. So bullish technicals is if it closes above like 92K, right? So if we do see us moving up here, that's like if we close above that, that's bullish. So even if we close above like 85K up here means that we're in some kind of mini reversal. Right now, we just keep printing. Like if you look at the longer time frames, we're just printing. We're just consolidating here. Most likely, it's possible that we just stay in this chop, and then we're just gonna come back down, print a lower, like come down here. Well, we'll see. I hope not. I hope that doesn't happen. But that's a bad scenario, depending on Powell's say. So we'll know that which way the market's gonna go. In a good scenario, we see a push up here. So he's kind of even says, I am looking. Inflation's looking good. Inflation's coming down. He's not worried about trade war, tariffs, then we'll kind of start moving up. So we'll see. That's why we're streaming. We'll see. We'll absorb the data. We'll see what Powell says, and then we'll make judgments accordingly. Right now, I have we shorted this morning in the 130 to 132 range on Solana, 84 and a half on BTC, 85. If we get there, maybe I'll short again. Right now, I have a small short on Solana in like the 131 range. So basically around here. Um, Solana's been quite weak, so I just put a small short in this wick up here, like I think it was like 130, like right here. So not the top local top, but if we start breaking out, obviously I'm going to close it. I just have a small short. I have long Bitcoin call options, and I have some like Nasdaq call options. Those are just because I'm not fully deployed. I just want to keep some exposure. Okay. Once again, I have put the link to stream on my Twitter. Uh, I am going to look for. Uh, I'm going to be turning off the X stream. We're going to be streaming just on abstract. So we will be turning off X, and we will be going on. So listen, my base case. How many minutes do we have? 5 minutes till we get the first announcement. Like I said, my base case scenario here is oh, how do you even oh, that was cool. I just saw it say join weekly wisdom link in bio. How did it do that? That's pretty cool. I don't even know how it did that. Is there like a let's see, join weeklywisdom.com. Oh, maybe I can put this on. Yeah. Let's see if that works. Yeah, join Weekly Wisdom today. Yeah, I don't even know how it's doing that, but join Weekly Wisdom. It's right here. It is weeklywisdom.com. This is all our newsletters, all our chats. It is the most active chat. I guarantee it. Like this is, you'll see this chat right here, just constantly like popping off as we go. It is the most active chat in all of crypto. I guarantee it. But okay, we're gonna be turning off the X stream. Please go to the abstract stream. The link is on Twitter. It's basically if you're not, we can post a link in the chat, but we'll turn off the X stream so that we can be fully on abstract. So there's 3,500 almost people on and flying on X. So abstract. Remember, we're streaming on abstract. So I'm gonna post the link one more time. Streaming exclusively on abstract is free. Please join. Okay, I'm gonna post it one more time. Okay, I will be turning off. I will be turning off X. Make sure you guys go on abstract. I just posted the link on my Twitter. Go there and stream from there. We'll be turning off the Twitter stream and going just fully on abstract. So here we go. Let's turn it off. Um, okay, see you guys on abstract. Yeah, I think that worked. I don't know. We'll find out. Let's see. Am I back on abstract? Is it working? Is everything working? Can you guys drop a bunch of thumbs up so we're working? Oh, is this how clean is the stream on abstract? Is it a clean stream? Can you guys see perfectly? because there's gonna be feedback. Because if it's a shit stream and we can't see properly, we're gonna have to figure something out for next time. All right, we got 2 minutes. 2 minutes, guys. So we're gonna get dot plot. See my T clear as day. Good. Yeah, 2 minutes. Fed decision a minute. All right. Let's see. Pray, everybody pray. Listen, I'm long-term bullish. I'm bullish for crypto. I want this to be good. I want this. I want all our bags to pump. But we'll be ready if it doesn't. We're always ready. We're here. Okay. Let's watch the rates market too. We're gonna watch 2-year rates. See what happens. All right. I'm gonna watch Solana down here. I'll watch gold. Okay. Now we'll watch Solana. All right, let's see. Let's see what happens. Red tie, we got a short. Purple tie, yeah, usually long is nice on purple tie. All right, one more minute. Yes, we will. All the positions trades I do, we'll make sure we in the weekly wisdom chat we'll have it on. Put the mask on. If it's bullish, I'll put the mask on because that means crime season's back. Ooh, big green candle. Hold on, let's see what we got here. All right, let me just go through the data on the Fed website. We saw a pump right off the bat. We've seen rates drop. Okay, Fed holds benchmark rates, so no change in rates. They reduced 2025 growth projection and markup inflation. So they think that we're going to go into a potential recession. Shows 50 bips of rate cuts. So we're going to get 2 rate cuts in 2025. They're uncertain around economic outlook. So there's more uncertainty that we might, they don't know if we're going to be going up or not. So you see, rate markets is you saw big candle right away withdraw. Um, Obviously, we saw Nasdaq pump up right away. We're seeing Solana, Bitcoin pump up. Ethereum put in a nice green candle. Rates are dropping hard here. So right. So again, to repeat what the data is, no change in rates. We're seeing 2025 growth projection drop. So a big drop in real projection. So they think we're going to go into a recession. Um, we're seeing a lot of uncertainty. So Fed thinks we're going to go into a potential recession. Forecast shows 50 bips of to 2 rate cuts in this year. So they're going to take rate down this year to 3 point, seeing a 2-year rate right here. Um, I don't know if this is bullish or bearish. So rates dropping hard. Obviously, we saw a first reaction up, but this is a little dicey because you have a scenario where so how things are going to get potential recession. Um, Let's see what CNBC, what their breakdown. So that's my breakdown. Is that I think so they clearly are worried about the economic outlook. They're worried about recession. They're worried about uh, growth. At the same time, they're seeing a lot of risk on on the forefront. So first candle obviously came off the cuff, big a nice little green candle on everything. Um, yeah, but everything got reversed. So I got hit on some shorts. Solana short and Bitcoin short, but I mean, Fed's worried. So we'll get a better idea now on what happens. But Fed is clearly worried. Um, Look, you can see that on Bitcoin right away. Uh, Nasdaq is still kind of hovering up where it is, but that jump on Bitcoin was quite aggressive. Solana's kind of holding, Ethereum holding. It was just Bitcoin kind of shot up and came back down. So really unchanged mostly. Other than this, but rates are dropping hard. People are buying bonds like crazy. So front end bonds are getting bought. So if you have PLT calls, we've been buying PLT calls because long bond options, those are going to be printing. Uh, but this is a big drop all of a sudden. Let's look at the rest of the rate curve. Yeah, just front end. So 2-year rates. Let's look at 10-year rates. Okay, so one of the things to look at. Let me kind of look at the data a little bit more. See what's going on with the yeah, bond yields are falling a lot. I want to just see what's going on with the bond buybacks and what are they going to do with that. But right now, it's just wait and see. That's what it is. They're basically going to wait and see. They increased the inflation forecast, so they think inflation is going to go up. Remember that. That's very important. And they revised their outlook on growth. So the two most important things here. They've revised their outlook on growth, so they think growth is going to go down. So they think we're going to go into a recession, and they increased their outlook on inflation. So inflation is going to go up, but the growth is going to go down. So recession. So they're predicting recession while inflation is going up. That's not good. That's bad. Right now, stocks are kind of holding, still up. I don't know why, but you're seeing bonds. So people are buying bonds. So remember, interest rates are opposite to bond prices. So if you see this rate going down, that means people are buying bonds. So bond prices are going up. That's why rates are going down. So let's watch this over here. I think we reverse. I think we're going to reverse. I think we're going to dump hard. I'm going to sit my shorts. I don't understand how any of this is bullish. The fact that Powell thinks I'm going to go into a recession while inflation is going up. Um, I don't know. I don't know how that's bullish. I'm gonna put a tweet out um, before it starts. I really don't see how this is like bullish. Yeah, look, you're seeing Bitcoin start taking a hit. Um, we'll know more during the press conference, but right now I'm not bullish. Powell is. I'm just gonna put a tweet out. That's what I'm gonna type. Powell is. Um, she is forecasting lower growth recession while inflation projection is higher. If you're really worried about slackflation worries, uh, during conference, um, join stream for more details. Okay, sorry, I just had to tweet that out just so everybody who's not able to jump on the streets. Okay, so once again, um, the Fed is saying growth is going to be bad. We're going to go lower, and at the same time, they're saying um, inflation is going to go high. Those are the two big takeaways right here. They're going to have 50 bips of cuts, which was basically what the market was pricing anyways. There's no big difference. If anything, they have to reprice some cuts. I think it was almost 3 cuts being priced in. So we have to be, we have to be cognizant about that. Just want to. So for people in the newsletter and everywhere, I have a short position on Solana. Remember, I said I'm shorting in the 130 to 131 range. So we got 131 during the stream. See, we hit 131 in that spike. So we shorted at 131. That was what I called before we started. Um, so I'm gonna just sit on that for now, and we're gonna see what happens. So how is the quality of the stream? By the way, while we're doing all this, can you guys tell me how is the quality of the stream? Tell me in my money desk chat, or tell me in the chat in general. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you guys. It's maybe we just chop until we get more info, but this is the problem. If they're not looking to cut right away, means yeah, they're looking to just push. They're kicking the tire, kicking the can. You know the saying. So they're like, okay, we'll wait and see what happens. Which is what you don't want. Like if this projecting growth is going down, if they're projecting a recession, then cut rates. If you think unemployment is going to go up, cut rates. But this is the problem. This is why they can't do it. Their inflation projection is higher. That means they think that inflation is going to go. Can't. Because remember, uh, Powell and FOMC have a dual mandate. The dual mandate is price stability, means they have to keep inflation low, and B, employment. Employment is still 4.1%, like unemployment. Like it's not bad, but they think it's going to get worse. So that's why they're like, we'll cut two times, which is what's projected anyways. So I don't know. I think we're in a tough situation for sure. Um, I'm just putting on. I'm just checking some of my positions. Remember, we're short Solana right now. Yeah, so you know what this does? April is going to be so volatile. April CPI, April PCE, and April payrolls is going to be insanely important. Look at this dark mall candle. We went down. We're trying to pump up a little bit. Look at this. So okay, right now projections. Uh, so uncertainty has gone up a lot, which means more volatility basically. Um, you had four Fed members who said no cuts. You had four said one cut. Nine said two cuts, which is why there's two cuts priced for this year. And two people said three cuts. So that's why we're gonna see two cuts this year, which is mostly priced in anyways. Look, stocks are trying to move up. This is still down. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We're seeing a nice little reversal happening from here on the crypto. We're still good on our short. We're in that 130 to 131 range. So we could put a break even on our short at 130.5. So we'll end up in like a very, very small, it'll be like net of fees. So at least we won't lose money on our short, you know? Yeah, right now, okay. We have to wait now for press conference. Press conference is gonna start in like 20 minutes. Um, okay, in the meantime, let's uh let's get a let's get some info here on the stream. Okay, so I see some comments. Audio is off sometimes. Um, okay, let's make sure that we send a complaint about that to the abstract team. So audio is off. Quality is not great. Is the quality on X better? Can we? Is it good? Like I kind of want to hear. What's the? Yeah, hey Mason, how's the stream? Okay, we got abstract employees watching the stream. Um, okay, quality is good. Okay, yeah. If you guys have any concerns, just put in the chat. We got a couple abstract senior level people in here, so they'll be able to take this back. I mean, it's a platform that's coming up, so you want to make sure we give as much feedback. How do we see how many people are streaming? My StreamYard doesn't show me, so is there a way to see? In the meantime, while we wait 15 minutes for it till it starts, make sure you guys subscribe. Show the love. Remember, this is all free. Um, that's so cool. How is it doing? It's doing the join weekly wisdom today. How I didn't even do that. Is this like just it just does that? That's awesome. Yeah, please show some love. Join weekly wisdom. So we're gonna keep streaming till big rebound on Bitcoin here as stocks are moving up. Hey, maybe they think that the old Fed's worried and they're gonna cut harder or something. Um, right. So our short is about to close in profit soon. So we shorted at 131. So we're gonna look to close it. Just make sure we don't lose any money, and then we'll flatten out and look to trade again after he's done speaking. But good rebound here. Look at that. Good rebound on stocks. Rates are still heading lower. Look at that. So this is a little weird because the last 6 7 months, stocks rallied with rates. Like watch this, right? Like here, hold on. I'll put a little longer time frame. Okay. Like look at this, right? July 2021 here. We'll put it in the same scale. Okay. Overall, stocks kept pumping as rates kept going up. Like it was fine. Stocks still kept pumping. Um, Now today you're seeing um, you're seeing this big jump in 2 year rates, but stocks are actually moving up. This is going to be a very important FOMC because um, like a lot of uncertainty out there. I don't think people are really able to tell what's going on. You're seeing a lot of uncertainty out there, especially even with the news organizations. I'm watching CNBC and I have Bloomberg on as well. It seems to be a bit uncertain which way the market really wants to go here. Like clearly, you're seeing rates go down and you're seeing now stocks pump up, um, whereas it was rates going up and stocks pumping at the same time. So we have a little dislocation right now. So let's see what happens when Powell comes in. I think that's going to be the interesting. So April data, May data, June data, because if tariffs go into effect like in April, you're going to see that in May, June. I mean, we're just going to see a lot of volatility. I think that's the base case. Fed is saying we're very uncertain. Fed is saying economy is expanding at a solid pace, but at the same time, Fed is saying um, like inflation projections are going up and growth is coming down. Yeah, let's look at what is gold dumping. Let's look at gold. Yeah, look at this, right? Gold is pumping too. So this is such a great example. So now gold is pumping on potential fear of recession, and you got Bitcoin pumping, and you got stocks pumping, and you got bonds pumping. So you got safe haven pumping because the safe haven's like, oh shit, everything's gonna die. But then risk assets are pumping too at the same time. Like, so who's right? Who's right? This is wild. Let's see what happens. We have how much time left? We got 15 minutes till the conference starts, and then it's gonna be fireworks. We're gonna see what happens. I mean, this is honestly wild. Like everything is moving up. Like this is so. Remember, interest rates going up means bond prices going up. Safe haven. 2 year bonds are a safe haven. You got gold, safe haven. That's been moving up again. You got Bitcoin. That's a risk asset. It's moving up. You got stocks. That's moving up. You got everything that's is moving up. I mean, this is a very interesting. I don't know who's going to be right. Look, now interest rates are moving up. Now you're saying interest rates moving up. So now what? Now will stocks dump? Real crypto dump now? I don't know. Let's see. This is very interesting. The more you move, the more choppy your audio gets. Huh. I wonder if that's what color will pop be today. Um, if it's purple, we're long. If it's red, holy shit, it's over. I don't know. I don't know. Orange? What do we think? Somebody said BTC is not a risk asset. I don't know, brother. This is look. This dump here is BTC, and here is gold. So you tell me. I hope I long for the day BTC stops being a risk asset. That'd be awesome. I think as time goes, BTC will become like that, and I hope we're all bulls here. Like we're all long term bulls. We want to see that. Um, this is very interesting price action. I kind of want to buy some gold options. And you want to just buy like some DGen gold options with me? Oh, look, rates are dumping again. Look at this. These interest rates are just taking a hit. Gold moving up, interest rates are taking a hit. This is wild. Oh, is the somebody said CNBC link could be causing audio issues. Okay, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna put the YouTube so we can have the stream for the live stream of Powell. Um, how many people do we have here watching? 540 feet. Is that a lot for? I mean, usually we have like 20,000 plus watching. I don't know if that's a lot or not. Okay, I'm gonna put on the YouTube. That's usually the best. The fastest stream is the one they have on YouTube directly from the. I think it's called. God, what's the official? The Fed Reserve. Oh, here we go. The official Fed Reserve channel usually has like the best. Um, I don't know. This market price action is very strange to me. That's there's nothing else for me to say. We're gonna get more color during Powell real soon, and we'll be able to make a better judgment. Um, to recap, Fed sees a lot of uncertainty. Fed has moved its projections lower on growth. Fed has moved its inflation projections higher, and Fed is pricing in two rate cuts, two 25 basis point rate cuts for 2025. The reaction the markets had, gold's gone up, Bitcoin's gone up, stocks has gone up, and interest rates at the 2 year point have dumped a lot. So that's where we are. Um, but yeah, let's you guys the music of the it's like elevator music for the FOMC press conference. Um, but yeah, all right. I mean, the only position we have right now is the that Solana short that we put when it pumped. Otherwise, we got Bitcoin longs, we got Bitcoin option longs. I was thinking about buying some gold. Kind of sure, maybe I'll do it. Just buy some gold options, GLD. You know, why not? I don't know. I think we're going to see a lot of stagflation questions. Hey, people are up a lot on the short series stuff. Hey, good to see. Listen, I want to be very clear. I'm a long-term bull. I am all in on the crypto market. I just, I gotta make my money. When market's downtrending, this is what we're thinking. We're thinking on shorts. So we do the best we can for our community. But don't let that take away from the fact that I want to see crypto go only higher and higher. If my short I'm happy because you know what? Market's going up, our spot positions are going up, but that's okay. We can always switch to a long very easily. Look at rates, interest rates. Look at interest rates just dumping. Look at that. What a dumper. BTC is just kind of consolidating a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, we'll keep. Let's see. soon we'll get a better idea when Powell starts speaking. Um, but hey, maybe BTC is gonna become gold today, and then whoo, go up. But I'm just gonna buy some gold calls just in case. So I'm literally buying at the top, by the way, of gold. Well, it's just a very degenerate thing to do. Just some month long gold calls. And we'll just sit on our short for now on Solana and Bitcoin, and we'll see what happens. Somebody said um, QT down. Yeah, quantitative tightening is down. Yes, the Treasury roll off. Yeah, definitely very bullish. But there's a lot of other, noise, the other stuff. But yeah, all right. I'm just gonna buy. So GLD calls. I'm gonna buy 300 strike calls. April 17th. That was touchscreen. The voice is shit. Someone's saying voice is shit again. Is that true? Um, let's see. We need the mask for Powell meeting. Put the shiesty on. Just bring back crime season. Okay, audio is fine. I will let it be. And I'll just buy some calls. Why not? Top line gold calls is kind of intense though. Look at this. Look at 2-year interest rate. What a this is a big move in interest rates. Remember, bonds are a safe haven as well. Bond prices going up means people are buying bonds, and that's making interest rates go down. Well, we're seeing a little stress here on the short term on Nasdaq. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. He's got how long do we have? We got 4 minutes. What is the biggest impact on stocks and crypto, trade war, or interest rate cuts? Um, So if they cut in, so right now the reason all market has been dumping nonstop since Trump came into power is because of trade war, right? And because the Fed has not changed its stance on cutting rates. So if trade war keeps happening, we're going to keep dumping. If cuts happen, it'll give a base to the trade war, so it'll give support. So we won't dump as much. So we will reverse if we see more cuts than expected. But if we start seeing cuts because the Fed is worried that recession is coming, then usually it's a little too late. You're you're cutting out, but not bad. Okay. Um, okay. Abstract team. I hope you're in chat and you guys are seeing the complaints. Um, I get random lag spikes. Okay. Just yeah. Please. I have this mic. I don't know. I got one of these things. Logitech Blue. I don't know. Okay, a lot of people are getting. All right, market seems mixed here. So market's just waiting for Powell right now. This dump in interest rates is big though. Up gold's turning a little bit. I mean, are we risk? I think we're gonna get a lot of clarity because this is very new on what's going on. Because remember, this whole time, um, Fed thought growth was good. Now it's and then inflation was coming down, and now they're like, "Ooh, inflation's going up and growth's coming down." So it seems like a big change. Uh, so I think it's good to just wait and see what happens. All right, 3 minutes. Yeah, if you dump interest rates, your AI coin will go up. Yes. Okay, we got 2 minutes till Pavel starts. Any bets? What tie he's gonna wear? Hey, Farouk, you guys should have on your Myriad betting on the tie. We should be able to bet on the tie uh, that he has. So we got Eddie saying blue, purple. Who's saying purple, red, orange? I don't think it'll be orange. That's too aggressive. If it's red, oh my god, he's coming. He's got the wood chipper out. Dude, these interest rates are dropping hard. Kind of worrisome. All right, I'm gonna take out my gold, my gold long. Whatever. We'll see. Yeah, short BTC should be printing. Short Solana is printing a lot. I just shorted Solana at 131. That's what I called before we hit 131 a few times. So I think most of them. Yeah, I don't know if that gold one was a good call. I think that was pure degenerate. Hyperliquid whale flipped long. Okay, let's see. Let's see what happens. That's a lot of risk during FOMC. So let's see, maybe this 15. Oh, look at this 15-minute candle popping up. Oh, here we go. What's the color of the tie? Was that purple? See green candles right away on purple.
Squarely focused on achieving our dual mandate goals of maximum employment and stable prices for the benefit of the American people. The economy is strong overall and has made significant progress toward our goals over the past 2 years. Labor market conditions are solid, and inflation has moved closer to our 2% longer run goal, though it remains somewhat elevated.
Ooh, somewhat elevated.
Today, the market
Though it remains somewhat elevated.
decision to slow the pace a bit.
Quantitative tightening slowed down.
About these decisions after briefly reviewing economic developments. Continue to expand at a solid pace in the fourth quarter, with GDP rising at 2.3%. Recent indicators point to moderation in consumer spending following the rapid growth seen over the second half of 2024. Surveys of households and businesses point to heightened uncertainty about the economic outlook.
Heightened uncertainty.
It remains to
Remember
be
those
seen
words.
how these developments might affect future spending and investment. The median participant projects GDP to rise 1.7% this year, somewhat lower than projected in December, and to rise a bit below 2% over the next 2 years.
Market's loving it.
Conditions remain solid. Payroll job gains averaged 200,000 per month over the past 3 months. Unemployment rate at 4.1% remains low and is held in a narrow range for the past year. The jobs to workers gap has held steady for several months. Wages are growing faster than inflation and at a more sustainable pace than earlier in the pandemic recovery. Overall, a wide set of indicators suggests that conditions in the labor market are broadly in balance.
Labor market is in balance right now.
Of significant inflationary pressures. The median CP is 4.4% at the end of this year and 4.3% over the next 2 years. Inflation has eased significantly.
Stocks are pumping on this.
Relative to our 2% longer run goal. Estimates based on and other data indicate that total PCE prices rose 2.5% over the 12 months ending in February, and that excluding volatile food and energy categories, total PCE prices rose 2.8%. Some near-term measures of inflation expectations have recently moved up. We see this in both market and survey-based measures. In survey respondents, consumers and businesses are mentioning tariffs as a driving factor. In the next year or so, however, most measures of longer-term expectations remain consistent with our 2% inflation goal. The median projection in the S&P for total PCE inflation is 2.7% this year and 2.2% next year. a little higher than projected in December. In 2027, the median projection was at our 2%. Our monetary policy actions are guided by our dual mandate of maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. At today's meeting, the committee decided to maintain the target range for the federal funds rate at 4.25% to 4.5%. Looking ahead, the administration is in the process of implementing significant policies in 4 distinct areas: trade, immigration, fiscal policy, and regulation.
Trade.
It is the net effect of these policy changes that will matter for the economy and for the path of monetary policy.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
In some of these areas, especially trade policy, uncertainty around the changes and on the economy is high. As we parse the incoming information,
Always worried about trade wars.
and separating the signal from the noise as the outlook evolves.
First time he's talked about this.
Considering the extent and timing of additional adjustments to the target range for the federal funds rate, the committee will assess incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks. We do not need to be in a hurry to adjust our policy stance, and we are well positioned to wait for greater clarity. In our SEP, FOMC participants wrote down their individual assessments of an appropriate path for the federal funds rate based on what each participant judges to be the most likely scenario going forward.
Big, a lot of changes.
At this time, in light of considerable uncertainty. The median the appropriate level.
Yeah, gold calls are pumping.
9% at the end of this year and 3.4% at the end of next year. These individual forecasts are always subject to uncertainty. As I noted, uncertainty today is unusually elevated. And of course, these projections are not a committee plan or a decision.
Uncertainty is unusually elevated. Remember that.
As the economy evolves, we will adjust our policy stance and stability goals. If the economy remains strong and inflation does not continue to move sustainably toward 2%, we can maintain policy restraint for longer. If the labor market were to weaken unexpectedly, or inflation were to fall more quickly than anticipated, we can use policy accordingly. Our current policy stance
More just wait and see.
To deal with the risks and uncertainties that we face in pursuing both sides of our dual mandate. At today's meeting, we also
You've seen gold pump. Look at that. Look at gold pump. Look at that pump on gold. Our gold calls the degenerate trade.
We have seen some signs of increased tightness in money markets.
Hey, our gold calls are pumping.
The monthly cap on treasury redemptions will be lowered from $25 billion to $5 billion. Consistent with the committee's intention to hold primarily treasury securities in the longer run, we are leaving the cap on agency securities unchanged.
Wow, gold is pumping
This
hard.
action has no implications for our intended stance of
Stagflation
monetary policy
concern.
and should not affect the size of our balance sheet over the medium term. The committee also continued its discussions as part of our 5-year review of monetary policy framework. At this meeting, we focused on labor market dynamics and our maximum employment goal. As we have indicated, our review will include outreach and public events involving a wide range of parties, including Fed listens events around the country and a research conference in May. Throughout this process, we will be open to new ideas and critical feedback and board lessons of the last 5 years in determining our findings. We continue to wrap up the review by late summer. The Fed has defined 2 goals for monetary policy: maximum employment and stable prices. We remain committed to supporting maximum employment.
All right, let's see Q&A.
And keeping longer-term inflation expectations well anchored. Our success in delivering only to all Americans. We understand that our actions affect communities, families, and businesses across the country. Everything we do is in service to our public mission.
We're gonna get a lot of trade war
We
questions.
do everything we can to achieve our maximum employment and price stability goals. Thank you.
Howard Shire with Reuters. Thanks for your time. So, 2 things on sort of the real side here: inflation and GDP. How much of the higher for this year is due to tariffs? And since the policy path remains the same, are you effectively reading this as a one-time price level shock?
Okay, so how much of it is tariffs. So let me say it is
Big question. Tariff question.
Difficult to have a precise assessment of how much of inflation is coming from We've seen that
Oh shit.
inflation got pretty significantly in the first 2 months of the year. Trying to track that back to actual tariff increases, given what was tariff and what was not, very, very challenging. So some of it, the answer is clearly some of it, a good part of it is coming from.
Wow, a good part of inflation is coming from tariffs. This is big. He's never said this before. No, Powell versus Trump is going to start now.
Looking through question. Too soon to say about that. As it can be the case that it's appropriate sometimes to look through inflation if it's going to go away quickly.
This is bad.
By us, if it's transitory.
No, this is bad.
The case in the case of tariff. I think that would depend on the tariff inflation moving through fairly quickly, and would depend critically as well on inflation expectations being well anchored, longer term inflation expectations being well anchored.
Well, I guess I'm looking at the out years here, the fact that the policy path doesn't change at all, and inflation is unchanged in the out years. Doesn't that imply you basically decided that there is no signal here, and that it's just gonna go back to transit?
Look at rates. Look at interest rates. You guys watching this? Look at interest rates right here. Holy shit! This is a fucking move. This is a big move. They're buying bonds. They're buying gold. Look at that. Stocks are not moving down, so stocks are chilling. But this is a big move.
Just say maybe I'll stay where I am.
Thank you, Colby Smith of the New York Times. You just described inflation expectations as well anchored, but has your confidence in that assessment changed at all, given the increase in certain measures and the high degree of uncertainty?
Oh boy, she's short. She's very short.
For inflation expectations, of course, we do monitor inflation very carefully. Every source we can find, and short-term, long-term household.
Oh, they're trying to dump it.
Market-based. And I think the picture broadly is that you do see increases in short-term inflation expectations, and people who fill out surveys and answer, questionnaires are pointing to tariffs about that. If you look in the survey world, if you look a little further out, you really see much in the way of increase. Longer-term inflation expectations are mostly well anchored. If you look at the New York,
long-term inflation, he thinks is okay. It's short-term inflation he's worried about. Okay, that's not bad. That's pretty good. Someone just pretty cool.
Be related to tariffs, from the surveys. But if you look out,
that was bullish what he said.
5 year forward, you'll see that break-evens are either flat. The case of a longer term one. So we look at that, and we will be watching all of it very, very carefully. We do not take anything for granted. It's at the very heart of our frame.
It's amazing how every word you can see market moving. You say something bullish, instant green candle.
Deterioration in surveys recently, but this is perhaps not the best indication of future spending. But I'm curious, what you think is behind this deterioration.
Our gold is just taken off. Our gold was such a degenerate long. Our gold.
So maybe moderating still at a solid pace. Unemployment's 4.1%. Job creation most recently has been at a healthy level. Inflation has started to move up now. We think in response to tariffs.
Inflation started to move up because of tariffs.
Delay in further progress over the course of this year. So that's the hard data. The survey data, both household and businesses, show significant rise in uncertainty and significant concerns about downside.
Damn, people are tipping. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the tip. 169 Pangu from Lola. Appreciate that. Give myself a sandwich.
There have been plenty of times where people are saying very downbeat things about the economy and then going out and buying a new car. But we don't know that will be the case here. We will be watching very carefully for signs of weakness in the real data. Of course we will. But given where we are, we think our policy's in a good place to react to what comes, and we think that the right thing to do is to wait here for greater clarity about what these.
So it's more wait and see. He is worried about trade war, though.
Chair Greenspan once defined price stability as an low and stable over time that doesn't materially enter into the decisions of households and firms. And you see buy and bake psychology, changes.
Why is that woman wearing a mask? She has 2 masks on. That's so intense.
Like that definition.
Your gold is pumping.
I think the world where
I was just supposed to be a fun trade.
That is price stability. I think we were getting closer and closer to that. I wouldn't say we were at that. Inflation was running around 2.5% for some time. I do think with the arrival of the tariff inflation, further progress may be delayed. The S&P doesn't really show further downward progress on inflation this year. And that's
Further progress in inflation will be delayed because of trade war. Hey, but stocks are liking that. Look at it. Stocks are moving up. Bitcoin's moving up. All right.
Progress
It's a really good move on stocks. Look at this. Everything really. Stocks are up a lot. Bitcoin's moving up.
So people were down 2 time, and they wrote down meaningful decline in growth from 2.1 to 1.7 in 2025. Unemployment rates are not much there, but core inflation up by 3 times. So those two kind of balance each other out. So people, not everybody, but on balance, people wrote down similar numbers. The changes aren't that big. The other factor, though, as I mentioned, is just really high uncertainty. What would you right now? I mean, it's really hard to know.
There's a lot of uncertainty in his eyes.
And again, we think our policy is in a good place. We think
It's crazy how the market reacts to every word.
It's really appropriate to wait. The cost of doing that, given that the economy is still solid, are very low.
Yeah, he wants to wait and see because he thinks the economy is doing great.
Thank you.
He has no interest in. Look, and right when he said that, red candles right away. Bitcoin, Nasdaq, all just get red candles right away. How insane is that? The moment he said he's not looking to do anything because the economy is doing good and he's worried about trade war and inflation, boom, red candle. Wild. Is risk closing a short? Not yet. I don't see. So I'll close. I'll put a stop out here. How about this? 84,836 or here. 84,836 stop out here. And Solana, I'll put the stop out at Solana looks a little bit better. I'll put it here. So we'll end up breaking even. 131.11. I think that's good. Oh, it looks pretty nice. I didn't even notice that.
It hasn't happened. We've had
BTC looks bad though.
Situation, and it seems to be imbalanced for the last 6-7 months. That's where we are. There's healthy levels of creation too.
But it's wild. Instant red candle came.
So then,
Hey, interest rates below 4%. Here, interest rates below 4%.
yeah, and why do you anticipate that happening? And the economy, have you started to see the new policies take effect in the numbers?
Only in a kind of an early way. I mean, it's only been a few months, right? For example, the layoffs that have happened here are, they're certainly meaningful to the people involved, and they may be meaningful to the particular neighborhood or region or area, but at the national level, they're not significant yet. But we don't know how far that one goes. We'll find out much more. I mentioned that you saw we had two very strong goods inflation readings for the last few months, which is very unexpected. I think hard to trace it to specific towns. It has something to do with is will come back, and that's very possible too. But if it's persistent, it must be to do with people buying ahead of tariffs or prices ahead of tariffs. Those kinds of things.
Interesting.
Very, very hard to capture.
Do you think goods inflation is okay for now?
Correct. A great example is washing machines. And prices went up, but prices also went up on dryers, which were not tariffed. So the manufacturers just, they just kind of fall in the crack. And so things happen very indirectly. So there'll be a lot of work done in coming months just to try to trace all that through. But there was significant effects.
Craig Dorr, thanks, Chair Powell. You said transitory price increases from tariffs are the base case. The majority is the base case. Wasn't the base case last time? FOMC forecast lower inflation ahead last time. It wasn't the lesson.
This guy's so short. Holy shit.
And so I'm just wondering why now coming twice this year.
What was the last time you talking about the last time?
Pandemic, yes.
You're talking about the last time we were tariffs, in which case the inflation was.
Yeah, no.
Oh, did you hear that? Last time trade war happened, inflation was transitory, which is true. That's nice. That's pretty bullish. That means like any major dip you should be buying because this is you should see a big green up, see green candle right away. The moment you said that.
If that's not necessary, you can do it in real time. As we know, it's hard to make that judgment. And we're well aware of.
I mean, he's saying nice things, honestly.
With the pandemic inflation, but I mean, we have to. It's a different situation. There are differences and similarities. I mean, it's a different time. We haven't had real price stability fully reestablished yet. Keep that in mind. And we hear that people are very willing to take on to allow prices to go up. At the same time, we hear that businesses are investment in these prices through. So how this is going to work out.
I see gold dumping. Stocks a little bit. Crypto still looks good. I mean, you're seeing like Nasdaq and stuff come down, but Bitcoin's still like
impacts of a trade war. One of the things ensure that high prices do not lead to ongoing inflation. I wonder if that kind of reflects your own sense of prioritization faced with higher prices. And
wow, gold, big red candle on gold. See that?
So we have two goals, right?
Because he has less fear about stagflation.
There can be situations in which there are intention, right? And we have consensus statement that says.
Oh, is this a thing? Spamming? How do you ban spammers on here?
For any central bank and certainly for us.
Is that like an option? Abstract team, is that a thing? Wow. Yeah, you see the green candle? Pretty interesting, right? See, now gold is dumping and you're seeing Bitcoin spiking up. All right, that's stopped out. That closed out my short. So we basically ended up flat on the Bitcoin. Oh, there goes stocks. Okay, love to see it. That was a nice little bullish statement by him. That's good.
The high probability of a recession. Where do you stand on whether or not the probability or concern that you may have on recession?
Oh, big question.
There's always an unconditional possibility of a recession. It might be broadly in the range of 1 in 4 at any time. If you look back through the years, there could be within 12 months of 1 in 4 chance of a recession. So
ooh, nice green candle on the Powell getting bullish there.
Those possibilities are out. we don't forecast. Forecasters have generally raised, a number of them have raised their possibility of a recession somewhat, but still at relatively moderate levels, still in the region of the traditional, because they were extremely low. If you go back 2 months, people were saying that the likelihood of a recession was extremely low. So it has moved up, but it's not high.
Powell pumping our bags. Let's go, Powell.
Hi, Associated Press. As you know, I guess last night the President Trump fired
Big candle. Look at that.
Trade Commission, an independent agency, and this caused the kind of administration's power to fire independent people. If those firings stand, is that a threat to the Fed's independence? Could you do the same thing to the Fed board?
Well, I think I did answer that question.
That was a nice green candle.
No desire to change that answer. I have nothing for you on that today.
Okay, well, maybe I have another mortgage.
That's fucking around.
I want to go back to the consumer sentiment, as particularly the inflation expectations in the University of Michigan survey. In the summer of 2022, you cited the rise in the long-term inflation expectations in that index as the reason that you went big with a 3/4 point hike. So I know you talk about all the different measures now, but you seem to not be placing the same weight on that. And so I'm just wondering, are you just thinking that what we saw last week from the University of Michigan, or is just that here the same in the past?
So I mentioned it, but in no way did I place a huge weight on it. That was a ex post story. This is that Michigan, the one you're referring to, the longer term thing. We don't dismiss data that we don't like. We force ourselves to get higher compared to market-based.
Whoa, that's big. So he just said the University of Michigan data that came out on Friday, where we saw a big red candle in the market. He's saying that's an outlier. He doesn't think the market really is where that data point stays, which is big because the market had a big reaction. We sold off. We dumped a lot because of that data point. And Powell's saying now that data point is not as important as the market. So that's why we saw that big green candle just pop out. Like that candle that just took us from like 84,400 directly to 85.5 was that. He's being very bullish. I'm not right now, at least. He started off there, but
Things are going to evolve in the time frames and all that. And,
but the concern is about there is a concern about
for right now,
there is a real concern about
obviously the soft sentiment data and high uncertainty.
trade war.
A good time for us to wait for.
Hey, Nasdaq 20,000. Wow, gold's back up.
It's going to be hard to get clarity, and do you have a feeling that it's actually will have a forecast you can trust?
Yes, I think we will. It's hard to say when that will be. These decisions are going to be made and they're going to be implemented, and at that point we'll know what the decisions are. We'll have to make assessments then about the implications for the economy. Those things will happen. A lot of them will happen over the course of.
Let's see. Maybe we get a breakout. We already moved outside of this range. 85,262. We broke out of that. That's kind of bullish, right?
At the beginning, you were talking about
Maybe we see 88K.
monetary inflation. Can you walk us through what that looked like over the last couple of months?
This is a really strong candle here.
Now that helped you make those distinctions.
So when we say separating this,
Yeah, we could. I mean, I don't see. If the momentum continues, we'll go like here or here. Maybe we retrace that, but Powell's just pumping our bags. Pretty amazing.
Really telling you, trying to extract a signal from that. Signal what's going to be the effect on economic activity, on inflation, on employment, and all those things. So that's really when we say signal. The second thing was.
Or similarly for tariff inflation, non-tariff inflation, ways that you're making the decision?
That's sort of a special case of that. The idea being, I do think that the first 2 months of this year are a great example. You've got high readings for goods inflation after a string of readings that average gas coming during tariffs. But it's very
Let's take a look at fart coin. Ooh, look at fart coin. Look at that pump.
Idiosyncratic readings.
Fart coins is through the roof.
Shortly reverse, and that happens too, and that could be a big piece of it. I think we'll know in a couple of months, where that really was from. But that's another case where I think it's going to be very, very challenging to unpack the inflation that we see over the course of this year and be able to say with confidence how much of that came from inflation and how much of it from tariffs, and how much of it didn't. That's what we're doing.
Look at that. Stocks pumping. We got Bitcoin, everything pumping. That handle on Bitcoin. The power pump, boys. Fart coin through the roof.
Obviously, you're looking for
bullshit.
particular pieces of inflation.
Bitcoin's really making a move.
For example, it's something that was, in a service sector.
Look at that.
You might think, okay, well, that is, frankly, housing services inflation, which by the way, has been
Solana moving up.
For some time.
There we go. Solana's sending now. Good thing we closed out at 131. Risk management, always.
Non-housing services inflation.
Thanks for taking our questions, Chair Powell. Kelly O'Grady, CBS News. So consumer sentiment has dipped dramatically, but you say the economy
Who's
and the hard
this?
data is still
Kelly
solid.
O'Grady.
What is your message to consumers that clearly disagree and don't feel strength? They're looking at is the grocery bill.
Damn.
Okay, so a couple things.
How short is she? Holy shit.
Inflation, really. There was inflation in 1, 2, and 3.
Bro, let's go, baby.
They're unhappy, and they're not wrong to be unhappy that prices are paying a lot for those things. So that's, I think, that is the fundamental fact, and has been.
Let's just check. Why is this woman so bearish? That was a bearish question.
It's not that the economy. It's not that unemployment. We have 4.1% unemployment. We've got 2% growth. And it's a pretty good economy, but people are unhappy because of the price level, and I do completely understand and accept that.
And just to follow up, why are you still projecting 2 rate cuts this year if your own projections show inflation higher for longer? Does that mean
Yo, she's short. Look at these questions. She's so short.
I think if you at the December,
She wants the market to dump.
2 cuts. The median was. So you come in and you see, broadly speaking, weaker growth but higher inflation, and they kind of balance each other out. So you think, and unemployment is really only a 1/10 change. So there's just not a big change in the forecast. There really
Well, our gold long printed. That's nice.
meaningfully higher.
Flat on our
And meaningfully higher.
kind of on the short here, to be honest. I don't know. Am I crazy?
Cancel each other out. Okay.
What do we think? Let's put a degenerate short on Ethereum. So let's see. 240 short, 2040 short. Okay, 2040 short. Stop out 2058. Just just go out against the consensus a little bit. But he was pretty good, man. He's pretty good. Look, interest rates are down a lot. Gold's pumping, stocks are pumping, Bitcoin's pumping. I don't know. I like it. I like it. No complaints. But we'll see how this short goes. Just for fun. Not like a high conviction trade. Just something for fun. We'll scalp it. Maybe we'll take profits. Yeah, there we go. We're in profits already. Just a little bit. Give us like or something, and we're good. Just give us some profits.
Victoria Guido with Fully. I wanted to ask first of all if you could clarify. You were talking about how tariffs were a good part of the uptick in the inflation forecast, and I was just wondering what that specifically refers to. Is that the tariffs that had already been put in place, anticipating some of the tariffs that might be coming?
More tariff questions. Yeah, these people are short, eh? Whatever. She's helping her bags a little bit. This is just a detailed thing. No high conviction. Just having a little fun. Net, I hope market goes up. Want all our bags to pump. Want our Pudgy Penguin bags to pump. I want abstract bags to pump.
We know that tariffs are coming.
Yeah, I kind of think he likes Trump. He doesn't want to say it.
Tariff inflation.
I don't know. Does anybody else get that? It feels like he kind of likes Trump.
I'm not aware of an exception, so it's in there. I can't tell you how much that is. In terms of the balance sheet, so yeah, I think, I guess the way I'd say it is,
End the seminar right now. End it. Stop the count. Market's doing good. Stop the count.
To make the move that we made, and broadly committee came around to the view that we would do the same thing we've already done, which is once I guess in June, was it June whenever it was?
Just give me like here, and I'll close out. Just wipe this candle out, like till here. Don't even make it a bullish, like a bearish candle. Give me here, and we'll close our scalp on short, and that's it. That will be a 2 winning trades today. That's it. As long as we have 2, we got gold and we got this, and I'm good. At least I made you guys some money. You know, why not?
React a little bit, but we still think that they're abundant. Now, of course, now the TGA is emptying out, so reserves are higher now, so you can't really see the underlying signal. So we came around to the view, and it had a lot of appeal, and so we did it. It really has no implications at all for monetary policy. It has no implications at all for the ultimate size of the balance sheet. It isn't sending a signal in any hidden way that you can try to tease out. It's just not there. We're basically very consistent with our plans and our practices that we published and that we followed since we began this. What is a very successful, rundown of the balance sheet. Again, the second time that we've slowed the pace, and we said that we would stop when we were somewhat above the level of judges. And clearly,
the worst situation here, he starts getting bearish towards the end because he has some like Democratic reporters that ask him questions. We end the conference like on a bearish note. It's happened before, and it's the worst. The moment the conference ends, we just start dumping.
Well, they remain well anchored today, and just to reiterate the question that was asked, if they're not so well anchored, why hasn't there been a more radical shift to the policy path today? Thank you.
When we talk about inflation expectations being well anchored, we're talking about longer run inflation expectations.
You said this like 5 times already. This inflation question. Why are they asking?
There's one reading that everyone.
Is stocks above the 200 EMA?
Well, that expectations of inflation over the course of a year would move around because
hey, we close above the 200 moving average. That's really good, both on stocks and on Bitcoin. We got close above there. I'll probably long. I'll definitely look to long then. Yeah, we'll see how today closes. If we close up there, yeah, I'll put in a confirmation long on stocks and on Bitcoin. Pretty amazing. We saw this dump here, 1750 something, and then chop, boom. Bitcoin, let's see, same thing. Chop, 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 chop. Boom. Maybe we are breaking out. Let's hope so.
Investments has observed over the last couple of years. Government adjacent sectors, healthcare, education. Do you agree there's some weakness in underlying private job growth? And do you see the
Damn, look at Fart Coin.
It has policy implications.
34% up.
That has been the case. We talked about that over. There were some times when a lot of the job creation was concentrated in.
There are some good trades out there if you're looking along. There's a lot of stuff that really hasn't pumped. Our generate Ethereum short is about to stop out. Hey, that's okay. A little funsy trade, you know, just something to do while this thing ends.
I think it's a good labor market, but carefully for our state, employment is employment. But the elected government is entitled to have, we don't have policies that address different kinds of employment, but the government has a different role, and they
Here we go. We got a lot of stuff making the move. This is about to close. Gold's moving up again. That's good.
There's no plan. At a certain point, you run off, and it's run off because we can.
You should just stop the count. Stop the news conference. Bitcoin is levered BTC. Yeah, it's pretty aggressive. You know why it runs like that? It's because Bitcoin has a huge short base that builds up when market's dumping. A lot of people start shorting it. So the moment you see any pump up in Bitcoin and you see like a little bit of a pump in Bitcoin, you see all the liquidation cascades. So that's one of the reasons Bitcoin is like every time market pumps, Bitcoin flies up. But it works both ways. But Bitcoin also builds up a lot of longs on its way up. And so when market dumps a little bit, Bitcoin has the biggest dumps because of that. Oh my God, this guy is so bearish. What question is this? Towards the end, why would you come with this hardcore bearish question? How many people we got on stream, by the way? All right, 3:15. Okay, that's we're gonna look to close this at 3:15 stream. Remember what I said? We'll stop out of this short at 2056. Remember, it's just a degenerate short of the PM, nothing crazy. We still got the long on gold running, long gold options that we bought. And yeah, for more, we're gonna put in a lot more trades over the next few days. Make sure you guys subscribe to weeklywisdom.com. We are going to be trading there a lot, all day, every day. If we find ways where we think market's going to come back down, we're going to be ready for it. We always are. So highly, highly recommend weeklywisdom.com. Subscribe. It's basically like this stream, but all day, every day. Well, yeah. All right, we're going to give this 4 more minutes, and then I'm going to end the stream. Okay, guys? So if you have any questions, drop your questions in the chat.
Can you explain the decision to remove that line? Does it mean that you're now more concerned about inflation or about employment?
It actually does not mean either of those things. Life and then we take it off and that was the case.
See, all these bearish people start coming on at the end, and yeah. Make sure you guys come join our chat. I don't know if you can see it. This is our chat right here.
So we just took I actually important thing now.
All right, so Paulo got asked if Fed might cut rates in May, and says we're not looking in any hurry. So that's a little bearish. So yeah, that's why markets saw a red candle right away. Did you guys see that? That red candle that came in is that he's not looking to cut in May at all. Still good though overall. I mean, that's a strong candle. Let's see how market closes today. It's gonna be big.
concerned at all about some of the market volatility having a real
Here's a big question.
impact in terms of hurting business spending or consumer spending, especially among higher income households?
So financial conditions matter to us because financial conditions are the main channel to the real economy through which our policy has its effects. So they're important. What matters is material changes to overall financial conditions that are persistent, that last for a while, long enough to actually affect. That's what we're looking for. I'm opining on the appropriate level of any market. What do you get? Or anything like that. And the bigger picture, the real economy are still in reasonably good shape. It's the data, it's the surveys showing, significant concerns, downside risks, and those kind of things. We don't dismiss that. We're watching it carefully, but we don't want to get ahead of that. We focus on the harm.
All right. We're almost at the close.
Very quickly.
Yeet is what's he? He's the casino that Keyboard Monkey and Mando and them are launching. So I'm just showing them some love.
Inflation and lower growth.
Jennifer Schonberger, Yahoo Finance. Why do they have a seat at the table?
To have a recession
And she's asking a bearish question. Why is Yahoo Finance allowed to ask a question? Hey, how do we get Farouk? How do we get your people in this Fed question Q&A? You guys are doing like White House Q&A. How do we get you guys to do Q&A for FOMC? Mark, he was so bullish. They're just asking such bearish questions. Yeah, Farouk, we need to have a Web3 person a seat at this table. Yeah, can we get like a true Web3 person? Like, why is Yahoo Finance on there? We have no Web3 exposure at all. We have no seat at this table. We need to get Farouk his media company in there. She's asking such bearish questions.
What impact might that have on in terms of their growth and outlook for inflation?
It's not appropriate for me to speculate on political ideas or fiscal policy for that matter.
That's good. He passed on the bearish question.
From Agence France Presse. You mentioned the tariffs already. I'm just wondering how you and your colleagues in the FOMC have been thinking about the possibility of retaliatory tariffs from other countries, especially April 2nd coming.
Big question.
Is something you considered during this meeting? Thanks.
Well, since the very beginning, we've got the staff as a placeholder of a range of possible outcomes from policy changes. Generally, assume full retaliation. Numbers happens. It will be some retaliation and some not. But ultimately, they're trying.
Someone asked about the Doge dividend. He said, "Shut the fuck up."
This might look like this. Still uncertain, but
it's like all the bears waited to the end to ask like stupid questions, and you can see that on the market right away.
Hi, with M&I. A couple questions on the balance sheet change that you made. So the minutes had initially described your discussion on slowing PTS temporary until the debt ceiling is resolved. You don't have the desire to regain the PTS at the moment after the debt ceiling is resolved. Is that the case?
Yeah, so we looked at pausing and we looked at slowing, and really people came together very strongly behind slowing, not pausing, for reasons. People really came strongly in favor of this move, slows down the path, probably lengthens it, doubles it by half. That people thought that's a good place to be. It'll help us assure that
Hyper liquid whale closes long. Dude, he's just a degenerate. It doesn't matter.
Actually, it was the TGA flows, Treasury General Account flows, that got us thinking about this. But the more we thought about it, we came around to this. And yes, the original discussion is proposed by that. But what we came up with, though, was broader than that. And
Stocks taking a hit because he's asking all this. Who is this reporter? Crypto's not that bad. It's holding pretty well.
Nothing to do with monetary policy.
But Nasdaq is a little baby, a little baby.
Get closer and closer. Let's look a little bit, and that way we'll be more and more confident that we're getting what we need to get. We can take our time getting there. We're shrinking the balance sheet every month, and we think it was a good play, as I mentioned, well supported. Thanks very much.
All right, done. So to recap, let's get a couple things in. A lot of the recap right here. A lot of uncertainty. 2 rate cuts for 2025, 50 basis points. Higher inflation concern. Definitely concerned about trade war and trade tariffs. That's something that Powell had not specifically talked about before. This is the first time he's talked about like how tariffs are resulting in inflation. He is still pretty strong on the economy. He thinks 4.1% inflation is not. So he's not looking to cut. He's not looking to cut in May. He doesn't want to be in a hurry. Overall, he had a lot of good things to say. It's not somewhere I can just go max long. I think we'll see a little bit of pullback in the market. I think we're seeing a little bit already. We shorted Ethereum a little bit earlier with a stop out at 2058. We'll see what happens. But the last few questions were quite bearish. And yeah, that's. I don't see any. There was nothing really big and new other than that he's concerned about tariffs and stuff. But yeah, I can't really say that. I'm not looking to deploy anything here for some crazy level. Maybe we pump just because technicals might look better. I don't know. But here I'm not looking to get crazy. I think until we see some clarity on trade war. I mean, he was very specific. Tariffs are resulting in trade war. So until Powell says otherwise, I'm not really looking to change my mind. Looks like our short in Ethereum is printing. I'm gonna move my stop out. So we got in at 2042 level. So I'm just gonna move it to 2040. My stop out this way, we have a win no matter what, even though it's like it'll be like $500 for me. Other than that, make sure you guys subscribe to weeklywisdom.com. I'm gonna write in detail on where to bid more, what trades to put on. I'm gonna be in the chat later as well. For the short on this Ethereum short, we're gonna try to take profits maybe in this range right here. This is a nice little short-term red candle we got. Maybe we'll start taking some profits soon. But other than that, I'm just kind of chilling for now. All right, thanks again. Thanks for coming on stream. Thanks, show all the love to Abstract team. If we had issues with the stream, let us know. Let Abstract team know. Let me know. And then I'll do more streams here, or we'll go back to X. Depends, how the things go. In addition to that, make sure, like I said, subscribe to weeklywisdom.com. Show some love, show some support. Appreciate you guys. And then I'll go back to trading in our chat. So come join the chats, and we'll trade more there. Thank you again, everybody. I really appreciate you guys. It means a lot. What was the final? Do we know what was the final viewership on the stream? What was the high point? Maybe Abstract team will let me know. All right. Other than that.